Hello again, Victor here from ResQ Studio, and in today's video we're talking about this fellow Dane, the Carl Martin DC Drive. This thing has been on the market for quite some time. I am not actually sure if they still make this model. I think they've gone over to their more smaller format pedals, but this thing is an absolute beast. I don't know if I can mention the name, but this is pretty much a Marshall in a box, and it sounds pretty killer. The controls on this thing is there's a tone knob, there's a drive knob, there's a, I can't see from here, but that is the boost. Yes, that is the boost, and then there's the level. And then you have two foot switches, one for the boost section and one for the drive section. The boost is a volume boost, and that is behind the drive section. So you will not get more gain when you press down the boost button, you will get more volume. Then you have a toggle switch up here, which is fat and regular, and that is basically an EQ curve. Then you, on top here, you have an input and an output jack for your guitar. It takes 9 volts DC, and I think that's it for the overview of the pedal. So let me plug this thing in and let's see how it sounds. Alright, so before we go in depth with the pedal, I think we should quickly run you through today's setup. Right now I am using my Gibson Les Paul from 2019. What a beautiful top on that Gibson. I did a full review on that. If you want to watch that, link should be up there. I am running that straight into the DC drive in front of me, and that is going into my Line 6 Helix effects on the floor. I'm using that for some reverb, maybe some delay later on, and for tuning my guitars. That is going directly into the Fender bass breaker behind me, mic'd with a Lewitt LCT 040, which I also did a full review on, and links should also be up there. And I think we should just jump straight into the video. This is my clean tone. And the DC drive with the gain at, let's go to 9 o'clock. No, let's get it all the way down. And this is with the tone knob at 12 o'clock and the DC drive on. So you can hear that is with the gain at 0, and there's still plenty of gain to go around. I'll crank the gain up to about 10 o'clock and we'll see how that sounds. But as you may be already able to tell, the gain section is not for your boosting needs. That is why you got the boost section on this pedal. But let's go with the gain at 10 o'clock and see what that sounds like. That is definitely some Marshall-esque type of drive. Let's go to about 2 o'clock and I'll dial in some delay from the Elephant Man on the Helix. This is what that sounds like. Definitely a lot of gain, but as you can hear, it's not noisy at all. Well, it is a bit noisy, but it's plenty of loud in here, and it's not that noisy, to be honest. Let's go gain all the way up. I would never do that, but this is what that sounds like. Plenty of sustain, at least. I'm sure you could get some Van Halen out of that. I can't tap for the life of me, but that's plenty of gain. Plenty of gain. Let's dial the gain back down to around 10 o'clock and let's try and turn. No, let's turn the gain off for a second and then just play with the boost section. This is the boost off and this is with the boost on. And if we crank that, that gets plenty of loud. There's a lot of headroom in that pedal. But as you can hear, it is after the gain section, so you will not get more gain out of it as it is, but I think there's plenty of gain. It just gets louder. YouTube compression might destroy that, but it definitely gets louder in the room. Should we switch the toggle switch over to regular before we do the tone knob? I don't know. I think, yeah, let's do that. This is the fat setting. And this is the regular setting. So a lot less bottom end, but I think that sounds more classic than with the fat on. I do, however, like the fat setting, but in a studio environment, you wouldn't use that anyway. You would just scoop out the low end and you would just use the guitars for the mids and the highs. So let's go back to the fat switch just because I like the fat switch. It's fun to play with. Let's see how low the tone goes. This is the tone at 0. Very dull sounding. That's funny. It sounds like I have the oldest strings I've ever played with on the guitar, but these are almost brand new strings. But it sounds like they're years old. Or if there's a cloth over the amp, I assure you, there's not. Let's go with the tone at 3 o'clock. No, let's just go all the way up to see how that sounds like. That might be a bit too much high end. I think it was fine at 12 o'clock actually. It sounded pretty good. Alright, so I have gone ahead and I have switched over to my Fender Road One Strat. Amazing guitar, one of my favorites of all time, if not my favorite. I also did a full review on that. If you want to watch that, link should be up there. Anyway, this is the exact same settings we just came from on the bridge pickup on my Stratocaster. Here we go. That actually sounds pretty good. Why didn't I play this pedal with this from the beginning? That is pretty killer. That is a good tone. Don't come here and tell me otherwise, because that is a good tone. Let's get, I want to get a little more gain in there and maybe a little more volume, because it is a Strat and there is less output than on my Gibson. Whoops. Why is that so good and why did I never play this combination? Okay, fair enough. The Fender Bass Breaker is brand new in the studio. Well, I've had it for about a month, but I haven't tried the DC drive and my Fender and the Fender Bass Breaker, but that is pretty dang good. That is really good. There's no other words for it. It's just good. What do you guys think? Should I wrap up the episode? Maybe I should. What do you guys think? I'll give you an outro jam in a second, but I think I will end this episode right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. And as always, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a weird outro, but I'll take it. See you later, guys.